This is probably one of the most asked questions that I get. Why does a negative entity or negative entities, why do they continue to return even after getting a healing, even after getting a cleansing, even after seeing healer after healer after healer? And the biggest reason why a negative entity continues to return is because there is still a core wounding that this energy is feeding off of, that this energy is seeing as an opening to come in and latch onto and then source from your life force energy, source your light. There's a root cause that still needs to be addressed. And until this root cause is addressed, the negative entities are just going to continue to return. If you are new here, my name is Lizzie. I am an angelic medium. I'm also a Reiki master healer, and I'm speaking on my own experience as well as how I've supported hundreds of people in clearing negative entities from their field. From someone that used to be plagued by negative entities to where I almost lost my life, I understand how painful it can be. And it means so much to me to be able to support others in this healing journey as well. If you were guided to this video, trust that you were guided here for a reason, and there's something that you are meant to hear today. So to get back to the topic of why a negative entity continues to come back even after you've gotten so many different healings, it is revealing to you that there is still a core component or components that need to be looked at and brought to light. Some examples of what core woundings can look like, or what a root cause can be, is trauma, unprocessed emotions, resentment, certain shadows, karmic lessons. These are all woundings that live at a lower vibrational frequency in your field. And because it's at a lower vibrational frequency, lower vibrational energy, it's going to become a match to that. This part of you that has not been fully addressed creates an opening for lower vibrational energy, for negative entities to come in. That doesn't mean that this will always happen, but you will be more susceptible to it. Most of the time, people want to go to a healer and be like, okay, it's done, it's healed, the negative entity has been removed, it's never coming back. However, if the root of why the negative energy was able to come in the first place is not addressed, is not looked at, then chances are it will return, whether it be the same negative entity or a different variation of it. Technically, if you look at it from a higher perspective, they are kind of a blessing in disguise. Even though I don't want to say a negative entity is a blessing, it's revealing to you what still needs to be healed, which a lot of times people will just push past or try to ignore until that energy is screaming at them, until the pain or the discomfort is unbearable. And that is what happened to me. If you want to hear more about my journey, I'll make sure to leave a link up here where you can watch that video as well. So I want to get into some of the examples of core woundings, of what a root cause may be. Common ones that I see are suppressed emotions, whether it be anger towards another or towards self. It can be resentment, shame, guilt. These are very, very low vibrational emotions that are stored in the vessel, that are stored in your spirit and also the physical vessel, which creates a pain body of its own. And even on the outside, if it looks like everything's okay, this energy is still living within you. And the soul, the purpose of the soul being here on earth, a big part of that is to transmute these denser emotions, this denser energy into the light so that you can be free. You are meant to be free. And if you haven't processed certain traumas, certain emotions, if you haven't tended to certain woundings, you are still held captive in some way by this lower vibrational energy that wants to meet the light. Another example that I mentioned are karmic lessons, soul lessons. We all came here with soul lessons. We all came here with karma to clear, with karmic lessons to learn. An example of this is addiction, going to certain substances to numb yourself, to feel something, knowing that doing this doesn't serve you. However, you continue to do it anyways. That is keeping you in a karmic loop. That is keeping you in a cycle of low vibrational energy, which is drawing low vibrational energy to you. It could also be in the area of love, of self-love, accepting less than what you deserve again and again and again, not loving loving yourself. And this energy of not loving yourself, this energy of low self-worth is also very, very painful. It's a low vibrational energy, which then will attract the same frequency to you. Resentment, holding on to the past, choosing to cling on to these denser emotions rather than releasing them, rather than wanting to navigate on the pathway of forgiveness. You are caging yourself. You are tying yourself to denser emotions by doing so. Everyone's journey is going to be different. So for some, there may just be one particular wounding that needs to be cleared. For others, there may be multiple woundings that need to be cleared. I also want to address two different types of entities that can form. The first one is an emotional entity, which is one that is self-generated. These form when you continue to pour your emotions towards a lower vibrational emotion, whether that be fear, anger, whatever it is. If that starts to become a dominant emotion that you feel, then it's going to create a thought form of its own, a living energy of its own. And that living energy, that thought form is going to attract what is a vibrational match to it. You can also think about the contrast of this as well. If you start to pour your thoughts and your emotions into something that serves you, into something that's positive, you're going to attract higher vibrational beings. You're going to attract more light and more positivity into reflect that particular vibration. Your emotions, your feelings are very powerful. And if they continue to go towards a lower frequency, then that's exactly the frequency that you're going to receive in return. Reality is going to reflect to you the dominant frequency in your field. When I was going through my health journey, I dropped into the victim mentality. I was like, why is this happening to me? Everything is falling apart. Everything is going wrong. Everything is crumbling to pieces. And I spiraled into some very, very dark emotions, which is completely understandable, especially because my physical vessel wasn't doing well. It was a disaster. However, the more that I spiraled, the worse things got. And until I chose to shift from the victim mentality to the student mentality is when everything started to positively shift for me. When I chose to see this experience where I was plagued by entities, where I was at a very, very dark place in my life as a learning experience of, okay, this is happening right now. What can I learn from this? That is when the light started to pour in. So that was one of my greatest lessons. And this will support you as well. We all came here as students of the universe. We all came here to experience Earth as a school for our soul's evolution. So when we make the conscious choice to recognize that and to come back to that, we immediately connect back to the light. When I connected back to the light is when I could hear my higher self again, is when I could see things a lot more clearly again. Even though the road ahead was not going to be an easy one, I knew internally that I was going to be able to make it through. Inner knowing came upon me to work through my shadows, to heal from past pains, to align to my soul's mission, and to commit to my spiritual practices every day. This all supported me in lifting my vibration and drawing in more support from the light. Now, moving to external entities. There's so many different names for them. You may have heard of evil eye, black magic, hexes, spells, curses, whatever the name is. The biggest thing is that it is a lower vibrational energy, a negative energy that is coming through externally. Whether someone is sending this to you or whether you're picking up on lower vibrations out and about, the biggest way to protect yourself from this energy is to heal within. The same thing applies. If something was sent to you externally and you get removed, but the part of you that allowed for this negative spirit to enter in the first place is not addressed, then it's just a matter of time before they come back in or before something similar may leak into your field again. I also feel called to share that if someone is sending negative energy to you, instead of fixating on who is this, getting angry about why this person may be sending negative energy to you, trust that divine order is in play and trust that the workings of karma will work its way to whatever is going on and the karmic scales will be balanced. Don't pour your focus into revenge or trying to get someone back or whatever it is. Pour it back into yourself. that will connect you back to pure source energy and trusting that all is going to go in divine right order. And as you pour back into yourself, you connect to a higher frequency of light. If you are feeling anger or confusion in any way, let it go. Ask your angels to transmute this energy into the light so that you can be free as well. So to sum everything up, the number one reason why a negative entity will continue to return even after you've gotten countless healing sessions is because there is still a root cause that needs to be addressed. And until that root cause is addressed, or until you are opening yourself up to the healing journey, you will still be susceptible to lower vibrational energy. It is not something to be afraid of. Know that the light will always prevail. Choose to consciously shift back to the light as well. You are always protected, you are always guided, and it just takes meeting the universe halfway too. Again, there are so many layers to this, but this is what I felt called to share with you all today. I hope that this has supported you in some way and has brought some illumination to your path. If anything resonated or if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. And if you feel called to work with me one-on-one in clearing out negative entities and getting to the root cause, you can always book a one-on-one session. The link will be in the description below. As always, trust your intuition on guiding you to a healer that feels most in alignment for you. Supporting others in freeing themselves and taking their power back is something that is deeply meaningful to me. I love you all so much. Thank you for being here. If you feel that this video will support anyone else in their journey as well, please feel free to share it with them. I'm sending each and every one of you infinite love and blessings. Bye, everyone.